Hello, I'm going to show a quick rundown on what it takes to mount a Proformance front differential or final drive unit into a Can-Am X3. So first off, to be able to mount this guy in place, you could use the bed tray from the factory. There's a scalloped pipe underneath, and you have to actually cut and widen that section out just a little bit more so that way this guy fits. In addition to that, we've got, let's see if I can get in there, washers to kind of help space it up a little bit. You can see that little scallop right here on the back side. Right there. It's a very tight fit. So there is light coming through on the other side. I made sure that there's actual clearance there. But this is the 1310 U-joint. You got a few different options here. Let me get back there. We got a few different options here. With the 1310 U-joint, the CT Raceworks plates will not clear. There we go, get the light out of the way. The CT Raceworks gussets will not clear the 1310 U-joint. So that has to be modified. There's a few different ways that we've done it. This is one where you just weld on tabs and then you kind of just slide your bolts in and out. Option 2, I've actually flipped and grinded the bracket to actually fit this profile upside down. The problem with that is that it actually sits lower than the rest of the chassis, so it becomes a catch point. So it's something to be mindful of. But the 1310 U-joint, if you look here, we've got Hess bracing, still fits and it's compatible, no issues there. Let me move up here. This is a smart shock system. Our bracing up top, so we got a few different things going on here. So we had to clearance this front section. As you can see, I went a little bit extra, but you can clearance this front section so that way you can clear and retain using this bracket. There's a company out there that is actually, and I'll go to the other side, went through and taken the time to actually make a bracket for this design that actually will tie into the CT Raceworks plate all as one. So that's something that's pretty nice. It locks in by these 4 bolts. They are kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but that does work. Another thing to be mindful of when going together is you notice these back bolts are actually going backwards now. Hess brace kind of eliminated the possibility of coming in from the back side, so what I ended up doing was reversing that. But it's a tight fit, but it does work. Let me see if I can focus here. So this bolt will go on. You have to remove this bolt because of the flange to actually get it to slide in place, but this one will just barely clear. So that's one thing that I kind of ran into place. These are King Cobra rear axles on this guy. One thing is that they talk about these ends being a little bit smaller in profile. I have encountered already with this, you actually have contact area. Once it actually gets torqued down, it makes contact and pinches. So you have to reduce the amount of material here in this area. This side is actually going to be more for the cup, and this outer section right here, this flat, you're going to reduce down, and that's going to be for the hose clamp, or the clamp that holds the axle boot in place. So most of this taper profile will actually be all right. But what I've been doing, and this one's been fitted, as you can see, I've got a scallop here that had to go in. It's pretty thick material in this area, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it. So I scalloped this area to make clearance. And if you notice, the profile of this has actually dropped down a little bit, and that's to actually allow for this clamp. The head of this clamp has been snagging. I can't get it, but anyways, I'll show you here in a second that the head of the clamp have been snagging on this. So as far as grinding and test fitment goes, this is a little unnecessary, but there are some spots that actually make minor contact. Most of your contact's going to be down here. So let me show you what it looks like for test fitment. Alright, so this isn't torqued down to 185, but it's snug down to the point where you'll keep everything square up the way that it needs to be. So And quick note, these are Mega Kellers, and we do have clearance with the King Cobra axles. Same for the lower end. We'll actually have clearance there, I do believe. But the thing is that when you're grinding out this material, you want to tighten down this nut, the axle nut, so that way it clamps everything together. And then you're going to take your knuckle and see if you can spin it. If it spins freely like this, then you know you're not making contact anymore. Let's see if I can get, let's see, the hose clamp. That's the head I was talking about. So if we kind of get the angle here, so I can rotate it. Yeah. So you need to make sure that clearance is just enough. It won't be grinding anymore. Hope that helps you out.